So the first of these barriers to entry that we're going to look at is demand-side strategies for customer lock-in. What we're talking about here is ways that we can try to make it so that our customers don't want to leave us, even if there's a competitor that's got a somewhat attractive product. We've got three different ways in which we can do this. The first is that we could make it difficult for our customers to leave, because switching to a different product might cause them some difficulty. So we call those difficulties that they might get from switching to a competitor's product, those switching costs. And these are actually pretty common, particularly with technological devices or services. I'm sure most of you guys have a phone. It's almost certainly an Apple or an Android phone. But if you have an Apple phone, you probably don't want to switch to an Android phone. Conversely, if you have an Android phone, you probably don't want to switch to an Apple phone. Now, it's not because one of them is better or worse than the other. It's because once you've been using one, you get used to it. And switching to the other then has these switching costs for you. One way then that you can lock your customers into your service is to try to make it so that you've got sort of unique things about your service that are different from your competitor's service, so that if your customers switched, they would have to adjust to the competitor's product, and that might be something what they want to avoid. Second idea, we could build reputation. So the stronger the reputation we have for helping our customers, the less likely they're going to want to leave us for a competitor. Third idea, we could build up network effects. We've seen network effects before. It's the idea that some products become more useful when other people are using them. The stronger are these network effects, the less likely it is that our customers are going to want to leave. At the moment, as I record this in late 2023, Twitter, or X as it's now called, seems to be losing customers. Well, that's going to be a real problem for X because social media apps, social networking apps definitely rely on these network effects. But as fewer and fewer people are using X, that's going to discourage new people from signing up. It's also going to remove that impediment that has been created to people leaving. See, if other people aren't using X, there may be little reason for you to continue using it as well. As an example of these barriers to entry, demand-side strategies, let's look at a particular customer lock-in example. This one's probably going to seem strange to some of you guys, because back in the 1950s and 60s, most states did not allow advertising for glasses. So you would have a hard time learning about the fact that you don't have to buy your glasses at the optician's office that's located conveniently right by your optometrist. You can get your glasses from anywhere you like. Those of you guys who have had an eye exam will undoubtedly be aware of what happens when you go to get your eyes examined. So you get your eyes examined, the optometrist tells you, hey, look, you need glasses, at least if you're like me, they tell you need glasses. And hey, we've got this handy-dandy optician located right here, why don't you go over and talk to the optician and figure out what glasses you're going to buy. Well, those glasses that you would buy at the office are going to be many times more expensive than what you could get if you bought, say, online from a company like Zenni Optical, or even from a place like Pearle Vision. These are places that do advertise now, but may not have been allowed to, depending on where we lived back in the 50s and 60s. Because of that, customers were unable to learn easily about their options for buying glasses when that advertising was prohibited. And so in the states that prohibited advertising, you ended up paying more for glasses than in the states that allowed advertising for those glasses. See, by removing that opportunity for customers to learn about the competition, they were locked in to buying their glasses at the place they've always bought them. And so this allowed those opticians' offices located with an optometrist to get much, much higher profits than if they had strong competitors that were easy to find.